got a lady, I got a lady. Name is the upper echelon, she a debater, baby. She can give it to you straight, no chaser. She got the smarts, she got the heart, she got the confidence, baby, she the upper echelon. You know you intimidated, stupid can't play with smart. She got the smart, she got the heart, she got the confidence, baby, she the upper echelon. You know you intimidated, stupid can't play with smart. 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 Stupid can't play with smart.
Okay, y'all, let's try this again. Because for some reason my system just went haywire. I don't know what that was about, but I really want to see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I would be so upset if I try to pull this up again and it goes crazy again. But I really want y'all to see this video of Daquan's mother, where she describes what happened. Now, it's a video as well. The police recently just released a video from the vantage point of the police vehicle, and then also they released the footage. Let's see if I can pull her back up really quick. If it starts acting crazy, I'm gonna have to, let's see. Hold on. Because I don't know what's going on with my I'm on my laptop right now too, but I just don't really use it to stream anymore much as let's see. Okay. Let's see if we can play it again. Let's see. Good morning, everybody coming in. So if you guys are just coming in, I just did or started a live stream, and I had to get off of that live stream and start this one because I was having some technical issues. But what I'm talking about this morning, I am going to retitle it, but I said let's try this again because people had to come back to my live. But the topic that I'm touching on this morning is being a life advocate and talking about what happened in Grand Rapids, Michigan, with the young man that was unalived by the police. Basically, I don't even want to say unalived. I want to say executed by the police. So what I want to do this morning is just kind of go over that case, what happened, and we're going to be following it, the Daquan Johnson case, and then they call him DQ, over here on my channel because I want to see what is going to happen with these officers. Because if you want to see the actual footage, you can go to Facebook, you can go to TikTok. It's everywhere, really. Okay, but I do want to play what his mother said. And if you guys are unfamiliar with this case, this incident happened this week. The young man, and I'm going to pull his picture up. His name is Daquan Johnson, or Daquan, either Daquan or Daquan. He was on his bike. The police, I guess, allegedly suspected him of having a firearm on him. They were following him. Daquan did not stop riding his bike upon the police following him, but he did get off of his bike at a certain point, and it looked like maybe he was trying to flee. I'm not sure, but what ended up happening is once he jumped off of his bike, he tripped and fell. Now, all of this is shown on the police dash cam footage. He gets off his bike, he trips and falls. Once he falls, the police immediately jump out of their vehicle, and they also have a canine. They have a dog. The dog sprints over to Daquan, grabs hold of his neck, and starts biting him. So at this point, he appears to be, from the video, it appears that he's immobilized. Okay, so after that, the police then catch up with Daquan. They put his hands behind his back. They're getting ready to apprehend him. At this point, I'm not even sure what they're arresting him for. Okay, they put his hands behind his back. Then they keep saying repeatedly throughout the video that Daquan was reaching for something. Oh, stop reaching, stop reaching, stop reaching. And I couldn't tell what he was reaching for. I couldn't even see if he was reaching or not, but I do know that his hands were behind his back. So whether or not he was reaching or not, his hands are behind his back. He's detained. There's nothing that he can do. There's nowhere he can go. Okay. So during this time, the police were acting as if they were struggling with him. I don't know if he was trying to, break free from the police or what it is he was doing, but they ended up pew-pewing him several times in the hands. Mind you, his hands are behind his back at this time, and in the back of his head while he's on the ground. While he's on the ground, turned onto his stomach, detained with handcuffs on. Now, the video is very disturbing. The video is very disturbing. And so, like I said, I'm gonna try to pull up the mom's footage live stream that she did. Let me read this comment. Leela Johnson said, "Good morning, Upper. I was with the family at the march, Justice for DQ. It happened a couple of blocks from where I live. I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan." Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a sad situation. You guys, let me change the name of this live really quick. Let's see. Can I change it? Let's see. So people know what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna pull up the mom's footage in a moment. I hope I spelled his name right. Okay. Oh, thank you. Shout out to Cheryl Wagner. Cheryl, I've been busy. That's all, with work and stuff like that. It just, I've had a lot going on the job, trying to get my caseloads together. I've been missing y'all too. That's why I'm here this early. Just because I mean it's just. Oh, let me just, because I want this to be on the record. I see right now my connection trying to act funky, but I'm gonna try, y'all. I'm gonna try to play this video because for some reason when I stream it does this. I hate that. I don't know if I need to get another. I don't know. Well, I probably do. Maybe I do need another computer. I just got this one. Shoot, I don't know what's going on, but it just seemed like every time I try to stream, it starts acting funky. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to play this video, y'all. But I do want to say something really quick that I said in my last live stream, and I had to delete my last live stream because it was acting weird. Hey, Queen Fee. Okay, I know that's right. She said headed to the money. Catch a replay later. Have a great day. You too, Queen Fee. So I had to delete it. But what I want to get on the record over on this live stream is that I want people to understand. Well, maybe the people will never understand. But initially, when I started to cover the Romika Meeks case, the reason I started covering the case was because I have a certain belief system. And my belief system doesn't change or vary story to story, depending on who it is, depending on the color of the person, depending on the gender of the person, depending on the situation. No, my opinion on life never wavers. It never changes. And I got a lot of people real mad when I first started covering the Romika Meeks case because I made a point. And that point, I still stand. As a matter of fact, I stand on everything I've ever said. Okay, that's number one. I don't take nothing back. I don't give a fuck who. Sorry, y'all. I said I wasn't gonna cuss. I don't care who get mad. I stand on everything that I say always. And one thing that I said was, how can these Black creators, these African American Black people that are content creators, supporters champion, clap, laugh, celebrate, and excuse a black woman being gunned down in the middle of the street by another black woman. But these same people, I'm sure, because keep your eyes open, y'all, because this Daquan Johnson story is getting ready to go viral. Everybody is getting ready to be talking about DQ. I'm telling you right now, everybody gonna pick up on it. And I want you all to pay attention to what people are saying about this situation and how it differs from this story that we've been covering with the Meek story. I want y'all to pay attention to how many people say that this is an injustice, because it is an injustice. Do you want to know why it's an injustice? It's not an injustice because white officers pewed a black man. It's injustice because a person pewed an unarmed person and took their life. Period, point blank. Color excluded, job title excluded, situation excluded. An unarmed person was pewed in the middle of the street and died. And that is wrong. It doesn't matter if it's by a police officer. It doesn't matter if it's done by a civilian. It doesn't matter if the person is black that did it. It doesn't matter if the person is white that did it. But I find it a bit hypocritical and a little weird that it's okay when a young black girl pews another black girl in the middle of the street over a baby daddy situation. And because it's a baby daddy situation, everybody has a reason, an excuse as to why it was okay for her to die. But in this situation, I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot of content creators hop on this story with an opinion and with wearing their advocacy outfits, talking about how Daquan was gunned down, or this is wrong, this is an injustice. It's an injustice everywhere. Every time anybody is pewed when they don't have a weapon themselves, when they are unarmed and unable to defend themselves in the same fashion that they are unalive. It is an injustice anytime someone is pewed. It is sad and it is unfortunate for any mother to lose their child. Anytime a mother loses their child, it is an injustice. It is sad. It is a tragedy. It's not just a tragedy when a mother loses their child when you think that the situation is justifiable, or when you think it's okay to be sympathetic. It is an injustice and it is a tragedy for any mother to lose a child, regardless of the situation. It is disgusting to drag a person that is deceased, no matter who it is, no matter how they died, despite what the situation is. It is an injustice and it is a tragedy, regardless of if you agree with how they died or not. Hope I made myself clear. Now let's go ahead and pull up Daquan Johnson's mother, where she describes what happened to her son. It's also a video here of a town hall meeting where the family gets to. It's sad, y'all. It's sad. Let's see if I can pull this up without it kicking me off. Hold on. I just think that, certain things are very contradictory. Very, very. It's so sad that human beings think that they have the right to pick and choose who deserves justice, to pick and choose who, depending on the situation or whether or not they feel like it was right or wrong. Any person that does not have a weapon and is shot down in the street like a dog deserves justice. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. And this is what I was talking about. I want y'all, like I said, I want y'all to sit back and watch the outrage. Watch it. Just watch it. Listen to the contradictions and count them up. Because it's a lot of people that's getting ready to talk about this story. Probably some of the same people that had zero care for another mother that lost her child. I want y'all to pay attention. Pay attention. What makes human beings think that they have the right to dictate or decide when a person dies? Who in the world the right to say that person deserved it and this person didn't? This person deserves sympathy. This mother deserves sympathy, but this mother doesn't. Yeah, we her daughter to filth. But see, this person right here, yeah, their child deserves, this mother deserves sympathy. People are fucking sick. They're sick. And that's all it is to it. It's sick. This is a case where many cases exist where officers think because they're officers that they have a right to dictate who lives and dies. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull this up. This is the mom, and y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, it's sad, you know. Go ahead and play this, and now I might pull up an article just to that I was looking at about this case. Let me go ahead and play this, y'all. Let's see if it actually works. Let's see.
They shot him in the head. And while they had his hand, while they were holding both his hands, that's only two shots. My baby, they held his hand behind his back. So what you see on the news, when you're not the one that was straddling him, that shot him in the back of the head, but the one holding the gun, that's the one that shot him in his hands while his partner was shooting him in the back of his head, y'all. They shot my baby in the back of the head, y'all, while they were holding his hands.
But he's in heaven.
His brains literally were laying on the ground yesterday when I went to where they shot him. I don't want nobody's sympathy, but y'all love on y'all motherfucking kids. Y'all love on y'all kids, dog. Oh, killing my baby.
Where we going now?
These video footage y'all saw, America's so gung-ho about, where y'all see an officer and all y'all see is his gun drawn. That's because he was the one shooting my son in the hands that his partner had. Together like the dog was mawing neck. His neck is mauled up from where the dog mauled, where the dog was mauling my neck. And they said that the dog wasn't strong enough to detain him. You had a dog eating at his face, and there's a man straddling over it with his arms behind his back, and another officer standing off to the side, and the police still ain't saying nothing. Let me remove my glasses.
Why they do them that way. And then they emptied his bag and laid the shit out to make it seem
and then
like
they
he had a
tried
weapon.
to empty stuff out. It was hot that day. Fuck, my son sweat. The fuck is he gonna wear some gloves? And he's, which I don't know, is that they sped that footage up because they knocked him off that motherfucking bike. See, y'all can go by what the news tell y'all because the police gonna always have a different narrative, but we showed y'all what was real. We watched them over him while he was laying on his stomach. When does deadly force become the first?
Can we get
something about
Mama Gwen.
I had to stop it to say something, y'all. Y'all excuse me if I'm sniffling and sneezing. If y'all been following me for a while, y'all already know how I be in the morning, especially. I sound congested. I got sinuses real bad, and allergies real bad. So I be effed up in the morning, y'all. But let me say this. I want to, and I'm gonna be live on tonight, probably around 7 or 8. But let me say this. Unaliving someone, whether you're an officer or not, because you're afraid of what they may do, is not justification for deadly force. I don't know why people think that, where they read that at, but thinking someone is going to do something to you is not justification for deadly force, especially if they're not brandishing a weapon. Now, this is where we come into the question of what is reasonable belief. Because that is what the police are going to use as their excuse. They believed that because when DeQuain, somebody correct me if I'm saying his name right, DeQuain or DeQuan, because it's spelled DeQuain, but I'm gonna call him DeQuan because that's the most common pronunciation. But I'm gonna call him DeQuan. But when DeQuan, after he was unalive, it was discovered that DeQuan didn't have any weapons on him. The police were in fear that he was reaching in his pockets for, let me just say this. They're going to jail. Them police officers, they not getting no administrative leave. They going to jail. They're going to jail. Okay? I think people are confused about what reasonable belief is. Reasonable belief is not, I just think that you may do something to me. I think you may harm me. No, reasonable belief that my life is in danger of being taken or I'm in jeopardy of being harmed, great bodily harm, is not just that I think that, but it has to be reasonable. A good example of reasonable belief that my life is in jeopardy in this situation is if somebody draws a weapon on me, or if somebody shows me that they have a weapon and they're threatening me with it, or if somebody is 6'4" and 400 pounds and I'm 4'11" and 90 pounds. That is reasonable, but my life could be taken in this situation. You can't just say I was scared and that's enough. No, that is not enough. That's not enough to take a life. And see, the thing about it is when it's not your life, because we love our lives, right? Don't we? We love our lives and we love our families' lives and we love the lives of our loved ones. And those lives are very precious to us. And if anything happened to those lives, our world would collapse. Our heart would drop to our stomachs if something were to happen to somebody that we loved. And I'm sure that those same people would feel the same way if something happened to us, because we prioritize those that we love. But when we're on the outside looking in at a situation that has nothing to do with us, they're not related to us, we don't know them, their life isn't as important when it comes to some people. Some people don't understand the gravity of a person dying when it's not their family, when it's not their daughter, when it's not their son, when it's not their husband or their wife or their mother or their father. That life does not hold the same weight in their eyes. They don't have the same feeling for that life. But let me explain something to you guys. Regardless of if you know the person or if you have a connection with the person, or if that life means anything to you, that life means somebody. And I don't think people understand how delicately that, especially as content creators, that we have to handle stories like this, because that life means something. It meant something to somebody. Just like if you were to wake up, or just like if tomorrow were to come and you were to drop dead, your family would be devastated. Devastated. So we have to handle these cases where people have lost their lives with great care. Great care. No matter how a person is murdered, no matter if they're murdered at the hands of a white police officer, by a jealous baby mama, a life is a life in God's eyes, and it should be a life in ours, regardless of the situation. And every life deserves respect, and every family deserves respect, and every mother, regardless of how her child passed away, deserves respect. Every mother. Not just the mothers that you think deserve respect in of how their child lost their life, but every mother deserves respect in her time of grief. Every single one.
First thing, we resort.
I'm sorry. Okay.
They shot my baby in the back of it. In the back of it. As I'm coming here,
Okay, I had to take that down because I had a feeling that something getting ready to happen. My stuff about to go haywire again because it was trying to act up. Thank you, Leela Johnson. Thank you for that super sticker. I appreciate you. So, microphone thing going in and out. So I want to make that very clear. Now, let me pull up this let's article really quick. And I ask you guys, what do y'all think is going to happen in this situation? Personally, I believe that these officers are going to go to jail for a very long time, because again, I can't play the actual footage on my channel because it's too graphic. However, you can look and watch the footage. I believe they're going to go to jail. They're going to go to prison for a long time. And this just happened this week. So let me see. What's the most updated? Hold on one second. I'm trying to figure out, at least get arrested. Are they in jail? Because from what is clearly shown in that video, that was a cold-blooded murder. That was not them. Now, look, on a video, you can hear the police officer saying he's reaching for something. Oh, stop reaching, stop reaching. Again, you couldn't really tell from the video if he was reaching or not. But like I said, the police never saw a weapon on him. I don't see how he could have been reaching for his hands tied behind his back and laying on his stomach with one officer on top of him and then a canine with his neck in his mouth. I don't understand how in any way, shape, or form these officers could have even thought that this man was a threat. I just don't understand that. To me, I don't believe they thought he was a threat. I believe they wanted to kill him. Let me see. Okay. This right here is going to get into the topic of the use of force, y'all. It's going to get into the topic of the use of force and what level of force is necessary. And I think that's an important topic because let me just say this. Every situation is different from what, when it comes to being an officer, I'm sure. Every situation does not require the same level of force. Now, there are situations, I'm sure, as an officer where it is required for you to draw a weapon and unfortunately use it. But are there not other options that you can use when de-escalating a situation or when detaining someone? Or there has to be, it's levels to this, right? It's levels to it. You got extreme force and then you have a lower levels of force. Why in the world would pew-pewing somebody be the first go-to? Why would that be the first go-to for anybody? For anybody. Why would that be the thing that you go to, not just for officers, y'all, but for anybody? Why would your first go-to to defend yourself in a situation be, let me pull out my gun and kill you? Why would that be anybody's first thing? You know what I'm saying? Nina, let me read my comments. In Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yes, the dog was on his neck. Freaking disgusting. They sitting there watching the dog maul him. Basically, to be honest with you, the way that dog was on him, that dog could have taken his life before they ever did. Because the way that dog was gnawing at his neck like that, that dog could have took him out. Probably didn't even require a bullet. I'm interested in seeing when Daquan's autopsy comes back, because with the autopsy report, they're going to be able to tell what unalived him. Was it the bullets? And it doesn't matter whether the bullets unalived him or not, because he still shouldn't have been shot, period. Or, was it the dog? The dog was really going at him. The mom said that the dog was taking chunks out of his neck. Is it a possibility that dog, you know what I'm saying? Which further incriminates the officers, because if there's already a canine attacking Daquan, why did it require for y'all to shoot him? I couldn't imagine how terrified he was. He's on the ground with one officer on top of him, the other officer with a gun pointed at him. And then he has a dog gnawing at his neck. I'm sure he was terrified. Freedom ain't free, a constant struggle. Yep. Let me look at my comments. Ronithia, thank you for that super chat. She says, this is so sad the way this was awful, cold-blooded. It was. But let me tell y'all something. Things are changing slowly but surely. Very slowly but surely. But these police officers are not going to keep getting away with doing this. They're not going to keep getting away with taking people and just saying, he was reaching for. I can remember back in the day, like in the 90s and stuff like that, growing up, where an officer could take somebody's life and just say, I thought he had a firearm, but it was a cell phone. and get away with it. Shit, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But this has been a long struggle, a long fight. This stuff going on with the police is nothing new. It's nothing new. It's just that now we live in an era of technology where everything is recorded. So you got all of these things going viral, but this is a situation that's been happening between Black folks and the police for years. But we're getting to a point now where these officers are beginning to be held accountable. They're beginning to be held accountable. Let me see. Tell me how DeQuane reached for his pew pew while a dog is viciously attacking him. The cops need to be off the streets. Why is it cops say they had a GUN when it's a Black man? Because it's been working for decades. That's been working for decades. Oh, that's a shame. He has a new baby on the way. Wow. Let me see if my article pulled up. I want to read this. This, y'all. Look at this. Is it pulling up? Let me see. Is it sharing? I don't know, you guys. I'm getting a new computer this week. I'm sick of. I don't know what it is about. I'm gonna say it's the computer because it's shit acting weird. Let me see. I want to read this article, y'all, but I can pull it up on the screen. Let me check my. Hold on. Let me look at my other device. I can't tell if y'all can see it or not. Go back to my. Can y'all hear me now? Can't share. Oh, it won't. So what I'm gonna do is, let me see if I can pull it back up and I'll just read it. Let's see. Because I wanted to read this article. Let me see. I'm gonna get me a new computer, y'all. Something gotta get. Where is this the one? So it was an article. I had to click out of it, but that I pulled up where it was, I guess, an expert talking about how a threat can exist with a dog attacking a person. And so that's why, and I just saw that article, but that's why I say that it's that dog that was attacking DeQuan is definitely going to come into question. Or not the dog going to come into question, y'all, but the situation is going to come into question once this makes it to court, because what's going to end up happening is the defense for the officers is going to say that he was still a threat. And the prosecution is going to say how, when there's a dog locked down on his neck. Come on. I wish I could show y'all the video, but I just can't play it on my channel, y'all, because it'll say I'm going against guidelines. So I can't. Okay, Brandy said we hear you. It's like people with power overstep their power. People with power think they have control over who lives and dies. Okay. The white folks are upset because we Black people are about to come back in power, and that's why they keep killing us. Yeah, it's getting bad, y'all. It's getting bad out here. What did the officer? Let me see. What did the officer that unalived Sonia Massey? What was his sentence? Let me see something real quick. That's why I say these officers, and I don't even think that the officer that unalived Sonia Massey, I think he only got like 20 years or something like that, right? Let me see. Yeah, 20 years. 20 years. Sean Grayson was sentenced to 20 years in prison for the unaliving of Sonia Massey in Sangamon County, Illinois in 2024. He was found guilty last October of second-degree unaliving for the pew-pewing of Sonia Massey. The judge gave Grayson 20 years, the maximum sentence allowed in the Illinois Department of Corrections, followed by 2 years of mandatory supervised release. He has the right to appeal his sentence. As he explained his sentence, the judge said firing 3 rounds threatened others in the neighborhood and that a strict sentence was necessary to deter others from acting under the same circumstances. See, this is what's going to end up happening when Holly take her dumb ass to court. Sitting there firing off 3 doggone rounds on an unarmed person. And you actually got people out here defending that dumb ass girl. You know what I'm saying? Firing off 3 rounds on an unarmed person is unnecessary and excessive. Let me see what Nina said. Thank you for that super chat, Nina. Nina said, I was thinking it had calmed down after the police was reacting back to the police action, but I see the police still thinking, Let me tell you, this is going to take a long time. It ain't just going to calm down because it's been going on for decades. Like I said, it's been going on for decades, not centuries. Centuries. The legal execution of Black people has been going on for centuries. So this is something that is going to take a long time. And see, back before all of us were born, it was legal to execute Black people by hanging. Right? It was legal to do that in slavery times because Black people aren't seen as human beings. We weren't seen as humans. They didn't think we were human. So they treated us less than human. So it was okay to execute a Black person because it was no big deal. It was like killing a dog. And then we get into present day, or we move towards present day, and it's the same thing. It's just been legalized. So now, yeah, it's okay to pew-pew a Black person because you were afraid, because you were scared. So it's okay. It's legal now. You got a badge, so it's okay. So time has progressed, but the mentality has not progressed. Just it's more discreet than it used to be. But times are changing. And I don't think that times are changing because people's mindsets are changing. I think times are changing and these officers are starting to go to jail now, not because anybody's mindset has changed, but because technology has advanced, because everything is recorded, because now all of your actions are going to be put on Front Street. And if you commit a cold-blooded unaliving and you pew-pew somebody unjustly, it's going to be on camera. The world is going to see it. More people have an opinion about it. Back in the day, you could say whatever you wanted to say, and not too many people had a say-so or an opinion because nobody else saw it except for the certain amount of people that should have seen it, like in the court system or whatever the case is. But now, in the day and age of social media, when you pew-pew somebody, it's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be seen by millions. So now the courts and the legal system feel like they have to hold people accountable because they have no choice, because it's been seen by the world. And they ain't trying to have these cities get burnt down to the ground like how they did with the George Floyd situation. They was tearing shit up over George Floyd. And they ain't trying to keep having that happen. Those riots are going to be, you know what I'm saying? So they have to hold people accountable. They ain't got no choice. It ain't because they want to. They have no choice. Brandy Davis said, right upper right, the police were put in place during slavery to make sure the slaves didn't run away. Yep. Yep. They've always been there to regulate black folks. That's what they're for. That's what they're for, to regulate black folks, lock black people up over very minute things, put them in the prison system, and now you're right back in slavery, because that's all the prison system is. That's where the chains derive from. Typo. Became. Oh, thank you, Freddie Miller, for becoming. Appreciate you. Holly supporters still think they can outsmart the court system. They looking stupid. Well, first of all, let me say this. Her supporters have nothing to do with the court system. Her supporters are over here spreading lies on the internet. The lies that they spread on, and we're going to talk about that later because I will be live later. The lies that they're spreading on the internet about this case have no effect on what's happening in court. That's why I say I don't go back and forth with them. I don't give a damn what they say, because nothing that they say is going to make it to court. Okay, I guarantee y'all that. Just like how they're saying that they remember when they said that. I don't mean to change the topic. I'm gonna get back on topic, but remember they said that Carlos moved his vehicle. Initially, Holly was blocked in. Remember they told that lie? Remember that? That was never mentioned in court, not one time. Certain things are for the internet. When you look at these people's channels and you watch them, I want you to remember a couple things. They're not lawyers. They're not attorneys. They're not judges. They're not in court. They don't have degrees in law. None of that. They're giving their opinion. And oftentimes the opinion is just that, their opinion, and it never makes it to the courtroom. Carlos moving his vehicle has never made it to the courtroom. Okay, let's just get that straight. It's never made it to the courtroom. The whole situation with Holly hair being pulled, the only reason that made it to the courtroom was because her attorney brought it up. Why would her attorney not say that? That's what her client told her. That doesn't make it a fact. The judge even acknowledged in court on the day that I went to court that the only person that saw her ever be touched was herself and Carlos. And then he turned around and said Carlos isn't even credible. His account of what he saw that day is very different from the witnesses. So I want y'all to understand, when y'all listen to these people talk, they're just talking. None of that stuff matters in the court of law. Holly Johnson will be convicted of first-degree murder. I've been saying that for a long time, and I mean that. She will be convicted of first-degree murder. Period, point blank. I ain't gonna talk about it no. That's it. Ain't nothing to talk about. Ain't nothing to argue about. Nothing. Ain't nothing to argue about it with them folks over there. Ain't nothing to talk about. I'm not finna sit and pretend like I'm on trial. None of that bullshit. The bitch going to jail. She going to prison. Okay, I don't want to hear none of that. I'm hearing point blank. You know what I'm saying? That shit over with. It's over with for her. I hate this for our African American people. We must continue to pray for our people. Yeah, we do. I'll be saying some of the shit that people over there be doing. She need to get her stupid ass off YouTube. Because they had her looking dumb. Sorry, y'all. Let me go get me some water. Hold on, y'all. Whew. I had to get me some water. I swallowed something the wrong way. Family Sioux State gotta come out some money. Yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are. Holly wasn't in danger either. Anytime she wanted to come back on. Let me tell y'all something. Anytime somebody got a lie anytime a person has to lie about anything that happened in the situation, it's because they know that something in that situation wasn't right. If she was right, if Holly was right in what she did, her supporters wouldn't be lying for her. If y'all remember, her supporters lied for a long time and said that she never went back to her car to get her weapon and that she already had the weapon on her. They told that lie for a very long time. And the reason I'm calling it a lie is because it was a lie. It was a flat out lie. Holly never had the weapon on her. That alone was mentioned in court. That she walked to the vehicle. Her own attorney did not even argue the fact that she walked back to her vehicle to get her weapon. But when you get on YouTube, the YouTubers will lie and say that she had it on her already. Then ask your question, why are they telling that lie? They're telling that lie because they know that it is very detrimental to Holly's case to know that she walked her happy behind to her car, got a gun, and shot that girl. Very detrimental to her case. That is the case. That is the reason why she's going to be charged with first-degree unaliving. That's the reason right there. That's it. Because it shows that she had an opportunity to leave, whether she left to go to the car, left to walk to a pedestrian to get help, left to distance herself from the person she considered to be a danger. It shows that she had the opportunity to leave. That's why they lie and say that she already had it on her. Because if they were to get on here and tell the truth and say she didn't have it on her and she walked to the vehicle, which is what happened, because that is what happened. That's what they stated in court. She walked away. So that shows that she had time to remove herself. Shows that she removed herself, and then after she removed herself, she returned to what she called the danger. She returned to the danger after she left. That is first-degree murder. And anybody that says anything otherwise is ignorant of the law. In no state in the United States, matter of fact, on no planet, okay, are you allowed to say that you're afraid of someone, you fear for your life, and then you walk away and come back and kill them? Is that ever, anywhere, considered self-defense? And you're a damn fool if you still calling it self-defense, when you know for a fact that that girl walked away and came back to the person that she said she was afraid of. Don't work like that, boo-boo. You's a damn fool if you still calling what that girl did self-defense after knowing that she walked to her vehicle and got that weapon. Because for a long time, they was holding on to that. Oh, she had it on her. She had it on her. Only to find out she didn't have it on her. Now what? What's your excuse now? What's your excuse now? No excuse. It ain't no excuse. She killed her out of anger. And see, they don't want to believe that. But let me tell you something. But see, we ain't gonna talk about that right now because I am going live later. Let me tell you something. The prosecution has already stated in that case that they have so much evidence. They got so much evidence that they were unable to list everything and needed more time. I'm telling y'all, now mark my words, listen carefully. it's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out if this case goes to trial. And the things that come out when this case goes to trial is going to point towards premeditation. It's going to point towards premeditation. Do you need premeditation in Illinois for a conviction of first degree? No, you don't. But what they present is going to point towards premeditation. Just wait until they show you what was in Holly's phone. Wait until they show you what was in Holly's phone. Remember, I said that first. Somebody screen record this. Remember what they gonna tell you. Watch and see what they're gonna say. What's in Holly's phone? Don't forget. You think that they didn't dump Holly's phone? You think they didn't dump Holly's phone using that phone talking about Romika? Wait until they dump it, and then refer back to this live after it comes out in court. All I'm gonna say is it's gonna be a lot of people with a lot of egg on their face. And I just want to see what they're going to say. What are they going to say? Once they see that Holly murdered that girl like that. It's going to be interesting to see. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'm going to come back later and talk about Holly's case. I might even, because it's going to be like around 7 or 8, I might even do an open panel. I'm kind of wary on doing open panels, y'all. Because I just don't know. If I do an open panel, I probably have maybe 3 or 4 people up here or whatever. Maybe 3, not too many. Later on, where we're going to go over like all of the evidence that has been presented so far. And that's just the evidence that's been presented so far. Like I said, the prosecution, the state did say that they have so much discovery. They have so much evidence at this point that they needed more time to present it. They needed more time to list everything. It's in the transcripts. So what we've seen so far is nothing compared to what's going to be presented. So y'all put y'all seatbelts on because y'all in for a wild ride. I don't know though. I really don't even think that she's going to go to trial, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't know. I personally, that's just my opinion. I don't think she's going to go to trial. I think she's going to take a plea deal. It would be in her interest to take a plea deal. So if she can get a charge, or if she's not convicted of first degree, it's going to be because she took a plea deal. If she's smart and if her attorney is smart, they will tell her to take a plea. Yeah, they would take her. If I was the attorney, I would say, baby girl, baby, just go ahead and take that plea, baby. Go ahead and take that plea deal, baby. Because they about to eat your ass alive. Go ahead and just take the plea deal. We know that it is what it is. Please don't do an open panel. It always goes. It really does, Cheryl. Because, see, this is what I'm going to do, Cheryl. As far as the whole open panel thing, the way that I'm going to be handling that, because I don't do it often. The way that I'm going to handle it is I'm going to hold an open panel, but I'm only going to have a limited amount of people on the platform. Like people that I really know and really trust, not to come up here and, say anything to get me in trouble on my channel, or say anything to where they're using explicit language or anything like that excessively. I can a cuss word here and there, whatever, because I do that, right? But you have to be careful, because sometimes somebody will come up and do or say something that will affect your channel that you worked hard for. So you have to be careful with that. So I'm gonna probably let 2 or 3 people up to have a conversation about all of the evidence that has been presented so far. Holly, my opinion, cut her loss. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Evening live is what you need, what we need for you. I enjoy your commentary. Thank you, Brandy. Not the way Ari out here helping the state. She better take that. Child. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this stuff later on. But you guys, I'm about to go ahead and get off of here because I got stuff that I got to do. So I enjoyed you guys this morning. Sorry about that first live that I did. I don't know what was going on with my system, but sorry about that first live I did. I'm gonna work on getting like some new equipment and stuff because I personally feel like it's nothing wrong with my internet. My internet is just fine because everything else works great on my internet. It's just this computer I stream from. I think I need to get an upgrade, and I'm gonna work on doing that this week. So I'm gonna upgrade my system so that moving forward I won't have any issues with streaming because obviously I need good equipment if I'm gonna be presenting videos and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be working on that this week. But I am coming back later on tonight to have a discussion with you guys. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on this Daquan Johnson situation or Daquan Johnson situation. Moving forward, I don't see any articles saying that the police have been arrested at all. The two officers that executed Daquan, I don't see any updates about the officers being arrested. The last thing that I saw looked like some sort of meeting that the family was in where they watched it was a projector and they were watching the dash cam footage on a projector with the family. Still under warranty. Oh, I doubt it. But yeah, that's a good idea, Karen. Upper, have a good day. Stay safe. See you this evening. Okay, see you, Brandy. I guess when they give the lawyer the rest of the discovery, she'll tell how it looks so good. Yeah, Tyrese. It's actually not common practice for your attorney to even advise for you to take a plea before discovery is presented. They're not going to ask you to do that. They want to see what the state has first. You know what I'm saying? Paid leave. Oh, wow. So the officers that unalived Daquan are on paid leave, y'all. Paid. Paid leave is a vacation. I'm getting paid. I ain't got to work. Okay, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow to talk more about the situation with Daquan. Tonight we're gonna come and talk about a few things with the Holly Johnson versus the state of Illinois, or the state of Illinois versus Holly Johnson case. So I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for stopping in. I know I came live super early, so thank you guys for stopping in. Make sure that you guys hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. And make sure you hit the notification bell so that when I do go live later, you guys will be notified. All right, you guys, peace.
Hey, I got a lady. Hey, I got a lady. Name is the upper echelon, she a debater, baby. She can give it to you straight, no chaser. She got the smarts, she got the heart, she got the confidence, baby. She the upper echelon. You know you intimidate.